Welcome to Morning Glory Farmstead. My name is Lolly, and this channel is all about gardening, animals, and nature. Do y'all hear those little babies chirping? Now that loud single chirp is the other wren. That is the other parent. And have y'all ever heard people kind of casually refer to their parents as their wrens? Like, hey, the wrens are coming over for dinner. I never referred to mine that way, but boy, did it cross my mind with these birds because they are wrens and those are the parents. So y'all, those are the wrens. Get it? W-R-E-N-T-S. I so amuse myself, and I hope someone else out there finds it amusing too. Y'all, it has just been raining and raining for days. This video was delayed getting out because one of my larger dogs was under the table near where I do all of my editing for my videos, and he got all tangled up in the cords, pulled my equipment on the floor, broke my external hard drive with tons of video footage on it and things like that. And I had to buy new equipment. The video that I had done prior to this became a corrupt file. You guys, when it rains, it pours. And I don't mean just outside. Oh my goodness, am I glad to get this video out. Y'all, I love rain, and I sure don't want to complain because I know there's a lot of people who desperately need it. But for those of y'all who do have a lot of rain, do you ever look at it and think, gosh, I hope it stops one of these days? I love rain. I don't mind it, but it's awfully muddy when I'm taking care of the chickens. I'm sliding all around in 2 inches of mud, and I get worried about some of these plants. You know, you start to overwater, some of them may start getting some mold and fungus. Well, it's definitely windy, but it looks like we're getting a little break from all this rain for a few minutes. Right now, things are looking pretty good, and of course, things always grow after the rain. And y'all, I do appreciate not having to stand out here every day and water things. You know, sometimes my leg is hurting more than others, and it's really nice to have just a little reprieve, even though I love to water my garden. These flowers on the humbutter are so beautiful, and if y'all are new, the humbutter is the GreenStalk that I'm growing just for the hummingbirds and butterflies. Y'all, it has been raining for days, and we've got days more to go. There's a break in it. It's been sprinkling off and on, so I came out to do something I've been needing to do for the last couple of weeks, and that is to do a little bit of succession planting. Y'all know I keep talking about all the tiers that I have that need to be cleaned out after I save the seed. I've got one today that I'm going to use, so I'm going to dig out any kind of roots that are in it, add some mealworms. Oh, hold up a minute. Let me just interrupt myself real quick. I am not putting these mealworms in my potting mix. It's worm castings. And if y'all have watched my other video, I am constantly saying mealworms instead of worm castings. If I don't catch it, I've said before, y'all just know what I mean. I caught it this time, but I almost didn't. We now return back to the regularly scheduled program. Plant my favorite lettuce that I have found this season that I love more than any of the others that I've tried, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. I also have a couple of pockets in one of my green stalks that I want to go ahead and plant some in as well. One of the things that I don't want you to forget to do throughout the season is plant something else. A lot of times we plant something in our green stalk and then we just leave it for the season and see how it does. But y'all, if there's something that's not producing well, or it doesn't look good, or it's got disease, pull it. Don't be afraid to start over or to try something new in that same spot. So since I found a lettuce that I love, I'm going to grow even more of it in my green stalks. I had put it in the railing planter out front because I wasn't sure if I would really like it, and I love it, so I'm going to grow some more in my green stalks where I've got some room. All right, before I get started, I want to tell you a story about Pigeon this week. Y'all know she is my tiny bantam chicken that I feed at the kitchen window, which I really call my chicken window. But for those of y'all that are new, it's because I have a couple chickens that feed at that front window. I figured I would just say that since I get new people to this channel. My channel is relatively young. Y'all haven't even been around a year yet. Sorry about Rubos again. For those of y'all that have subscribed, I really appreciate it. I love the comments. I love the thumbs up. I know some of y'all have the notifications turned on, and I love that too. I'm not going to lie. All right, but I want to tell you this story about Pigeon. It was getting ready to rain, so I needed to let the dogs out. I needed to collect eggs, which there's always a lot, and I needed to feed Pigeon real quick. Y'all, Pigeon stays near the window when it rains. She doesn't even go back to the run or get in a coop or anything. She just stays over near the house. So I fixed her some mealworms and I told her to stay there. I said, don't you go anywhere. And I ran to let the dogs in. I ran to go get the eggs. I come back in. I see that she is gone from the window. So I'm thinking that's great. She must have hopped down. And I had the screen partially open thinking she wouldn't come in. So I had to go back and get more eggs because I couldn't get them all the first time. Well, y'all, I heard Pigeon and I looked out the storm door in the garage. I was going to throw her some seed, but I didn't see her. So I thought, well, she must have already walked away. Well, I heard her again. Y'all, she was in the garage. She had hopped down from the kitchen window into my kitchen, walked into the garage with all my cats in the house, and didn't even get eaten. She was up on a table and moseyed around through my stuff like a box of clean garbage bags that I hadn't used yet, things like that where I store stuff, just hopping around seeing what she could find. Y'all, she never ceases to amaze me, and I seriously don't know how she is still alive with all the cats and dogs that I have in my house. Let's get started. All right, here is the lettuce that I have come to love this season. It is called Landis Winter. I got these seeds from Baker Creek, and I've used a lot of their seeds in the past. I actually got these for free when I bought a bunch of other stuff, and I have really enjoyed it, and I'm so thankful that they sent it to me. So that's what I'm going to plant today in this tier and in a couple other pockets. All right, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you have all the helpers that you need, and Toby is sitting in a pocket ready to go. A quick detour, don't forget the Brassica Chijimisai. It is absolutely delicious. I eat it hot or cold, and it grows really well in a GreenStalk. That's just an FYI. Okay, so as usual, the first thing I'm doing is removing the kale root system. It's very large as usual. In fact, this isn't even as big as some of them get, but this is a large chunk. And then I also take out any of the small ones, which might inhibit the new plants from putting down their roots as well. So now that I've removed the roots, I'm just making sure that the dirt is mixed up and broken up really well. I don't want any large clumps or anything like that inhibiting the growth inside these pockets. This is a little bit different than having a plant that's down in the ground and has a little bit more room to spread out. So we want to make sure that we maximize this space. So I'm going to mix it all up, and then I'm going to add the worm castings and mix that up a little bit more. I'm going to wet it, and then I'm going to plant my seeds. Now, I lost some of my footage, but if you look at the top there, you'll see that dark stuff that I'm mixing in, and those are the worm castings. All right, you guys make sure when you put your watering trays in there that those little holes don't actually have dirt stuck in them. Otherwise, the water won't get through to your plants. All right, time to give it a quick water. It doesn't have to be super deep because the seeds are going to be on the top. And then I'm going to put 3 holes in each pocket, and I'm going to put 2 or 3 seeds in each hole. And as I've said so many times, make sure your pockets are filled all the way to the top because that potting mix is going to settle down. You want your seeds to be able to get sunlight. You don't want them to be too deep down in that pocket. So all I'm doing again are the 3 holes, 2 in the front, 1 in the middle towards the back, but you don't want to put it too close to the back, okay? Because once you stack another tier on top, it's going to hide it and it won't get any sunlight. And by the way, it's starting to sprinkle here, and I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand and put the seeds in with the other. It's not working. It really takes me 2 hands to get them out of the little seed packet properly. Usually I do 2 to 3 seeds in each hole. This one's going to be slightly uneven, but that's okay. So I'm literally going around doing this in each pocket. I'm going to do the same thing in a couple of the green leaf pockets that I have that didn't grow anything. And we'll just see how it goes. Let me know in the comments if you guys are succession planting and what you're planting right now. All right, y'all, it's about to start raining again. I'll see you real soon in the next video. And until then, y'all have a great couple of days. Bye-bye.